right, to the Lions, back home facing the Browns today. They were a big favorite, but there were also big respect out there to the Browns defense. In the end, the defense was legit, and the Lions were clearly legitimately the better team. Browns took an early 7-0 lead. Lions came back. Jahmyr Gibbs doing what he does, working his way through the traffic and scoring from 8 yards out, tied the game at 7. Late in the first, 3rd and 8 for the Browns. Joe Flacco, a little miscommunication here, just kind of throws an arm punt, and that is Kirby Joseph, who's there to intercept it at the 46, led to a field goal, 10-7 Detroit. Second quarter, more big plays by the defense. Flacco pressured, throws to the sidelines. DJ Reed, what a play, man. Diving interception, got up, sprinted down the sidelines to the 5. 3 plays later, Jared Goff to a wide-open Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's pretty sweet. Lions on top 17-7. Then just before the half, Jake Bates from 58 yards out. This one had a little bit of movement to it, kind of back and forth it went, but it was good. Detroit took a 20-7 lead into the half. Third quarter, Lions looking for more. Goff firing deep downfield, off the mark, picked off by Denzel Ward. Browns coming back the other way. That would ultimately lead to a field goal, and the lead was cut to 10. Remember, they hung around and beat Green Bay last week, so you're thinking, uh-oh. Offense struggling a bit. Special teams came up huge. Look at Khalif Raymond go, man. Took it in his own 35, makes a couple of guys miss, and he's off. You're not going to catch him. Outran the punter easily. 65 yards to the house. Lions up 27-10. Up a little smooch for his wife. Really nice moment there. Lions defense came up big again. Aiden Hutchinson, huge day. Sack fumble on Flacco. Trevor Nowatzki recovered. 2 sacks, 4 quarterback hits for Hutch. The Lions put it away on offense. Goff to St. Brown one more time. Wasn't always pretty. It was kind of a rock fight out there. 34-10 the final. Lions have won 3 straight. Hammers got the wrap.
Lions extend their
It seems strange to call scoring 34 points an ugly win, but after a dominant performance on Monday night in Baltimore, the Lions knew that they would have to go about this one against the Browns a little bit differently, and they did just that, leaning on their special teams and their defense until the offense finally got rolling.
The grand scheme of things, coming off a big win Monday night, short week, come out, find a way to close that out and play really, really good defense. I was proud of the guys for that.
Today was one of those days that was they're just having fun out there. You're getting after the quarterback, playing good defensively. You know, like I said, marrying good rush with good coverage, and a lot of good things happen.
We're going to be happy, but we can be so much better, and certainly offensively, the defense played outstanding, right? That is a good defense, and they do present a lot of problems, and you take Khalif's punt return away, we scored 27 points. I mean, and then, that's not, it's not like I'm saying that's good enough, because today there was a lot of little things that it could have been better, but it's still a winning performance and enough to get the W, and I'm proud of our guys for fighting through some of the little adversity early on.
After hearing all of the talk this week about how dominant the Browns defense is, the Lions took it to heart, stepping up big, even after losing both of their starting corners.
I mean, we always have something to prove. Anytime we go out there, man, we want to be the best defense, right? Like I said before, we could have had more turnovers than that. I did some bull. Just missed a pick, right? We could have had more turnovers than that, so we left a lot of opportunities out there. We just got to build off of that and keep on pushing, man. We got a 24-hour rule to celebrate or think about this negative play, think about this positive play, and move on, man.
On a day like that, when you guys know you have to be patient, and indeed you're doing that, how important is it to see guys on defense step up with the 2 big picks, and then to have special teams also play a role and get you a score?
Yeah, I mean, every week Dan will always say how we got to play these games. Last week on Baltimore, he was like, offense, you got to win this game. We're going to go for it on all the 4th downs. We need to put up a lot of points. And this week he said, defense, we need you to carry your weight, and we need you to get stops and give the ball back to the offense. And they did exactly that. And then obviously the huge play from Leaf on special teams. I mean, that was massive.
The guys on the right side were blocking crazy, because that's a short punt. And the last second I looked back down, and they were still holding up. And I was like, that gave me just enough time to catch it. And I jumped to the right, looked down, and everybody's on the guy. So that had more to do with those guys than me.
So the Lions wrap up the proverbial first quarter of the season with a record of 3-1. They now go out on the road for the next 2. They won't be back here in the friendly confines of Ford Field until Monday, October 20th, when they host the Buccaneers. At Ford Field, Jennifer Hammond, Fox 2 Sports.
All right, Jen, thank you. You know, it is what Jared said. Just win, man, and then get back and figure it out. What'd you do right? What'd you do wrong? And the fact is, Cleveland drags you into an ugly brand of football with the way they play. And that defense is really, really good. And you had to grind this one out.
Yeah, but they managed to rush for over 100 yards against that defense. They passed the ball efficiently when they had to. There was some, J-Mo had a bad game. But here's what's impressed me the most. The fact of the matter is that ugly, whatever word you want to use, I gave it a B-. They are such a good football team that they can play and still beat an NFL team by 24 points.
Well, and they can figure it out, John, with any of offense, defense, or special teams playing complementary football, and they all checked the boxes today for making winning plays in this game.
No, absolutely. They all made big splash plays. And the other stat that I think was most impressive to me is 0 sacks. Again, what, 3 straight weeks now or whatever? And Myles Garrett is the best edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, he's the best player in the NFL, it feels like, when you watch him play. And for Jared Goff to get out of this without getting sacked, to get out alive, feels like a win. And the way that offensive line performed protecting him was good. He was good protecting himself, too.
He's been great.
I mean, this is now 3 or 4 games like this where you see 3 or 4 times each game him making a play with his feet to keep a play alive. But for me, then, I guess the bad news, the injuries are the part that sort of leave me like, oh gosh.
DJ Reed, Terry Reed. You're now thinking about those corners.
And it's, like, you're already missing Davenport as a starter. Aleem McNeil's not back, so now DJ Reed's looked pretty significant today.
He looked like a better player than actually Carl Davis was last
Oh, yeah. No, he's been great. He was great last week. Zay Flowers shut him down. So now if he's out for an extended period of time, then you start, it starts to feel like last year. I mean, it's week 4 and you're already down 3 starters.
Brad's got to work those phones.
So, yeah, I mean, that's to me the takeaway, other than, yes, they grinded out a win today. They also took some casualties.
Yeah, Dan Campbell said afterwards that Arnold was not as significant as Reed, but we'll have to wait and get a further report on how long each of them will be out. We don't know the answer to that for sure.
And it could have been much worse. There was a time where when Joseph got hurt, and when Aiden got hurt, because he banged his fist on the, and usually that signifies
the whole place.
It could have been
hushed. They're showing fans like with their hands up because he's just writhing in the backfield, and he was laughing about it after the game. He's like, I had the wind knocked out of me. I wanted to get up because I knew everybody was freaking out, but I just couldn't get up.
Yeah, TJ called that one of the books. Said he took a rib shot, and you could kind of see that, and it just took him a second to get
I know people are having flashbacks, but yeah, to me, I'm starting to have flashbacks just in terms of the injuries.
Let me get to the offense for just a second. You mentioned the rushing game. I think, John, you made a great point there. The offensive line did a terrific job, and when there was any sort of breakdown, Jared Goff, so economical with his ability to take a couple of steps and still find a way to throw the football, get rid of it, or complete it. And that's not easy when you got Myles Garrett in there. Malik Collins is playing great football.
Yeah, they got all over that defense. They've got good players, really good players. But yeah, he made that play early on that first long pass to St. Brown. Run on the run, throwing on the run. Those are the plays, people say Jared Goff doesn't make. Well, he just made, he made them again tonight. And that connection with St. Brown, I mean, it's formality now, but he's good for 2. It's like, I mean, he's on pace for whatever, 20-plus touchdowns this year.
Because you need the big, tall guy in the red zone, like Calvin and all that stuff. People say Tesla is great for the red zone. He cannot defend at St. Brown.
Yeah, I'll take 14 down there because he and Goff have a way of working together. A couple things from the defense. 3 takeaways led to 17 points. Complimentary football. 3 sacks. That's 14 in the last 3 games.
Yeah, and you know who else played really well? DJ Reader. Because, I mean, Junkins is a pretty good player, but they didn't run the ball, I don't think, more than 3 yards a carry, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Those linebackers are playing really well, too. I mean, we saw it last week. Campbell had a great I just think that's the strength of that defense right now. Those guys are just all so locked in on what they're trying to do and getting everybody in the right place and making play after play after play.
Campbell 10 tackles, Anzalone all over.
They're just
Barnes,
all over.
just a piece that they can utilize anywhere. Nowoski came in and did a nice job as well. All right, when you get a Lions victory, that means a victorious locker room. That means Dan Campbell and the team. Here we go.
You don't take wins for granted. You don't take them. Not in this league, man. They're too hard to come by. All right, we had a big win the other night, short week. We had to get back, and we did what we had to do. All right, we did what we had to do. Now, it wasn't good enough, if I'm being totally honest with you. It wasn't good enough. There's so many areas where we shot ourselves in the foot, and we cannot do that, okay? I'm just being honest. Now, it's not going to ruin our Sunday or the rest of the week. I can promise you that. All right. But that's a damn good win. Proud of you guys for the win itself. All right. I got 2 game balls. All right. Number 1, on defense, 4 total tackles, 2 sacks, 2 TFLs, 1 forced fumble, 4 quarterback hits. All right. Aiden Hutchinson.
Appreciate it, man. Man, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Build on this. Great team win, guys. I'm blessed to be back. I'm blessed to be back with you boys. Let's just keep it up. Thanks, guys.
On special teams, all right, 5 punt returns, 76 yards. We had 1 65-yarder for a touchdown, 1 kickoff return, 30 yards, 106 total return yards. Mr. Khalif Raymond.
I just want to thank you guys, man. It was grimy out there. We've been chopping at the tree for the last 4 games, and then we finally caught one. But that's what it looked like when you put in work. So love y'all, man.
We will see you all tomorrow, man. Break it down.
Hey, bro, continue to chop wood, man. Continue to give it a y'all, man. That's who we are. That griminess, that's who we are. Stay like that. Keep that standard. Family on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bam. Good job.
That's a staple.
You can walk around that locker room and you can beg, you can pry. You won't find anybody say anything bad about Khalif Raymond.
No.
That dude is beloved in this organization, and for good reason. He's got a great story. He's fought like heck just to remain in the National Football League. Now he's got a role, and he's just a great quality dude.
The most reliable person in that locker. They'll all tell you that.
Coaches
everything about
They
Jared
love him on offense. They love him on teams. I mean, and his versatility. And what you saw there on that punt, he's one of the fastest guys on this team.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Yeah, all that talk about who's the number 3 receiver. Well, they had a number 3 receiver. They still do in Khalif Raymond, who's really effective. They just like him on special teams so much.
Yeah, there's a lot to like about that locker room and what's going on. And Dan Campbell, look, he's great at setting the tone and telling them it was good, but not good enough.
That was a nice little baby present for his wife, too, Julia, who's they're
really
due
cool.
here next month.
And sending a text to her afterwards saying, hey, all 3 of us were there to share that. She is pregnant. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Lions winning. We will come back. More Lions coming up a little bit later in the show. When we return, let's take a look at that big baseball playoff picture. Plus, we've also got to take a look at the Ryder Cup, which was